Some children's programmes are remembered for their characters. Others are remembered for a particular story. When it comes to the Poddington Peas, most people seem to remember the theme tune first. Mention the programme to anyone who grew up around the late 1980s or early 1990s, and there's a good chance they'll immediately start singing "Down at the Bottom of the Garden" among the birds and the bees. It remains one of those theme tunes that lodged itself firmly in the memory and never really left. First shown on BBC One in 1989, the Poddington Peas consisted of 13 5-minute episodes. Created by Paul Needs and Colin Wyatt, the series introduced viewers to a community of tiny pea people living in a hidden world at the bottom of a garden. The programme was regularly repeated throughout the 1990s and continued appearing on television until 2002. The setting was one of the programme's greatest strengths. The Poddington Peas lived amongst everyday garden objects that appeared enormous from their point of view. Upturned flowerpots became houses and castles, while the wider garden felt like a vast landscape waiting to be explored. Curiously, humans never appeared. The garden belonged entirely to the peas and their adventures. What really made the series stand out was its cast of characters. There were dozens of peas, each with a name that reflected their personality. Hat Pea was cheerful, Grump Pea was permanently unhappy, Dump Pea was always thinking about food, and Captain Hop Pea fancied himself a sailor. Then there were Black-Eyed Pea and Creep Pea, who usually found themselves causing trouble for everyone else. The names were packed with puns, and that became part of the programme's charm. Despite the large cast, the stories remained simple and easy to follow. Most episodes revolved around everyday mishaps, misunderstandings, or schemes that didn't quite go according to plan. The stakes were never particularly high, but that hardly mattered. Spending time in Poddington was the real attraction. Neil Pearson provided the narration, guiding viewers through the Peas' world and introducing its many colourful residents. Combined with Geoff Stephens' music, the result was a series that felt bright, cheerful, and unmistakably British. Although only 13 episodes were made, there were plans to continue the series. In the early 1990s, work began on ideas for a second run, including new characters known as the Bugs and a proposed pilot intended to introduce the programme to American audiences. In the end, the new episodes were never produced, leaving the original series as the only television outing for the Poddington Peas. The programme also generated a range of merchandise. A series of books written by Paul Needs and illustrated by Colin Wyatt expanded the world of the Peas beyond television. New titles continued to appear after the original broadcast run, and additional merchandise was released in 2013, when interest in the characters was revived. All 13 episodes were also released on VHS in 1990, although the release has long since gone out of print. Unlike many other children's favourites from the era, the series has never received an official DVD release. Part of the appeal of the Poddington Peas lies in its simplicity. There were no grand quests or complicated story arcs. Instead, viewers were invited into a tiny world hidden beneath the flowers and flowerpots, populated by characters with names like Hat Pea, Sweet Pea, and Creep Pea. And of course, there was that theme tune. For many people, that's the first thing that comes back when they hear the title. Not a particular episode or character, but a song about a group of little pea people living at the bottom of the garden. And sometimes, that's all it takes for a programme to be remembered.